There you go.
All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Laura and Cheryl, I'm going to need all the help in the world in terms of protocol. Do we need to take roll?
We do.
Okay. And will you remind me, does everyone just state their name and address, or what is the preferred?
We run through the agenda just as you see it. So if you don't have the
Sure.
agenda up, I highly recommend.
By a small miracle, I do. Okay, so we have myself, I'm Katie Reese, Ken Hutchinson, you present? Alderman Brian Johnson.
He's been excused.
Okay. Mr. Chuck Yang.
We don't know at this point.
Alex, I mispronounce your last name every time. Alex Zacharias.
Zacharias. Yep.
All right. And then for our liaison representatives, Beth.
Present.
Beth, how do you say your last name?
Kowalski.
Kowalski. Okay. Gabriel Metoxen, who is not here. Roselle Piguero. And Timothy Perlowitz.
Here.
All right. Okay, we're all here. And can we approve the agenda for the
Motion to approve the agenda.
seconded, sounds like. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. And then we're moving on to approving the minutes from the January 12th special meeting of this commission. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. The minutes from the January 12th meeting are approved. We move to regular business. Consideration with possible action to review and approve the proposed Mather Heights Park mural design. Thank you, Laura, for being ever so organized and getting us that information. Is there anything else we need to know in terms of considering it today?
Majority of what was in the packet is the present project. The reason we're reviewing it now on this snowy winter day is so that the students can, once they get approval through this body, then it'll go to parks to kind of get the final okay on location. And then the students can start working. So that's why we're talking about a mural in February. We do have Kim Simmons here. She is with the neighborhood association. So if there are no immediate questions with the agenda, we could open the floor if you'd like to hear from Kim. She might have a few more details on the project.
Motion to open the floor.
Seconded.
Perfect. Thank you. Kim Simmons, 1123 Winford Avenue in Green Bay. It's a pleasure to be here today. So I represent Mather Heights Neighborhood Association. For those of you that aren't familiar with our area, we run off of Velp here, just a few blocks off of Gray down to Planton. And we go as far back as Division. So we're really adjacent to Fisk, and we neighbor the North and Perkins Park. One of the projects I've been working on to spearhead over the last year. We've really been inspired by the investment the city and the co-collaborators have made over the last several years, really with the various art installs and the murals throughout the city and our shared spaces. So we really wanted to draw from that and start bringing some of that into our neighborhood. So for our area, you know, we are overwhelmingly residential, right? We don't have a lot of shared spaces and even really a lot of commercial areas. So Mather Heights Park is really kind of the hub and the heart of our shared space. That's where we do a lot of our meetings and a lot of our events and activities. So we really wanted to evaluate, that space and what we were able to bring. And so, we took a look at the wading pool. I've been working with Dan and Corey through the city. We know that the wading pools are phasing out, across many of our parks. But we were able to review those maintenance records. Ours is actually in really good shape. We intend on keeping it as long as possible. There's a certain element of nostalgia with that wading pool. A lot of the parents and grandparents, love to bring the kids. So we thought it was really kind of a prime location to go ahead and lean in and really invest in that space as long as that we have it. And so that's really kind of where that location, came from. And, from there, then we really, took a look at, the artist and kind of the available resources that we had or were able to identify. And a thought came up, working with, some of the parents of, why don't we get some of the kids involved? And so that kind of spiraled into, collaborating with Annie Larson. She's one of the arts teacher at West High School. So I reached out, kind of gave her the rundown of what we were thinking, and she was, highly engaged. She thought it was a great idea, a great opportunity to have the students be able to not only really work to kind of design it, with some creative freedom, but then also be able to kind of stamp their name on it and put it within their communities. So, it's been a great, working relationship so far. It's something that we're certainly hoping that you guys agreed with, right? And like kind of the project plan. We think it'll add, a lot of energy and vibrancy to that park. Any questions?
What was the timeline again?
Once we approve the designs here, then it'll go to Parks next meeting, which is gonna be, I think, the 12th next month. Don't quote me on that, but they will be meeting next month to approve the location. And then from there, Annie and her students will be working on this through the spring semester with an anticipated unveiling, I believe, in late spring, early start of summer, I would say.
Thanks, Laura. Other questions for Kim?
Thanks very much, Kim, for coming and giving us that thorough analysis. And I took a look at the items before. I'm not able to see them right now because my internet connection, but there was 2 design plans, correct? And then can you tell us how they'd both be laid out? Or is I'm sorry, I didn't pick this up. Is it the proposal to do both or just one of those murals?
Just one. Sorry.
Okay, so do we make a recommendation then for which one that we like best, or?
The Mather Heights Neighborhood Association has ranked them, so they prefer the colorful floral design. Is that right, Kim?
Correct, yes.
Although the Giving Tree sounded like would be fine, but you all prefer the floral. Okay.
Okay.
So my understanding, Laura, is that we're just kind of being like, yes, go forward, right? Kind of giving the committee blessing.
Correct, since
Okay.
the neighborhood association really has taken the lead on this project, and they're gonna be the ones that are encountering this most frequently. I think it's only fair and best to let them decide.
Mhm.
That being said, with the setup of the wall and Parks request to have this mural be put on a panel and not directly on the wall. With that being said, I think design number 1 would fit much better on a panel compared to design 2.
That makes more sense. I hadn't realized that. My concern was just that design number 1 didn't fit the proportions of the wall shown, but now I understand. I also think design number 1 looks like something that would be easy to scale and riff on. Other questions, comments from the floor, other discussion?
I motion to, do we close the floor? Do we close the floor now?
I think we do need to close the floor, right, Laura?
Yes. Second that motion, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, so the floor is closed. Do we want to call the question then?
I'll just mention that I think both murals are great. I have a very dear fondness to the Giving Tree. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah. So if it doesn't go there, we got to do it someplace. I mean, this is such a nostalgic and fantastic poem. And the imagery is really good too. So kudos to your work, Kim, and I'm definitely in favor of this.
Okay. Laura,
Katie,
does it?
any liaisons
sorry.
have any options or anything they want to say?
So I see on Zoom Timothy's iPhone. I think I saw Chuck maybe come in just a little while, and then we have a Samsung SM-A326A, and I'm not sure who that is, but anyone is welcome to speak.
I think they're both great. So thank you for bringing them to the commission.
I would second that. I agree. It's nice to see spaces being revitalized like that. So
So is this, do we do a motion to approve or?
Yep, approve the proposed Mather Heights mural design.
Oh, I motion to approve.
I'll
Seconded.
second it.
Oh, beat you. All right, all in favor of approving the proposed mural design, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Thanks, Kim.
Great. Laura?
Coordinators report and project updates. The biggest new development is that I was harping on you guys about that finance meeting. We did receive approval for ARPA funding for both the rotating art program and annual grant program.
Good job, Laura.
Good job, council. Good job, everyone.
Good job. Good job, everyone.
Yeah.
Good job, me. Yay.
So with those funds coming in, I'm gonna be releasing the rotating art call. I was kind of waiting because kind of needed to know that the money was gonna be there before releasing that call. So our timeline for rotating art this season will be a little bit delayed, but it shouldn't cause too many issues. So I'll be releasing that. And then for annual grants, next month's meeting, I'll be bringing the updated guidelines with that. With the new ARPA funds, we kind of revamped them a little bit, increased that stipend to up to $10,000 and removed the match. So I just have to make those updates to annual grants and then work out the timeline for application period and review and all of that good stuff. So that will be coming to you guys next month for review and approval for release. And then we will also be having the TDS Utility Art Box call that is closing the 5th of March. So you guys will be reviewing those as well. And then other than that, those are my big updates at the moment. There's a few other murals requests that are kind of in the works. I anticipate a lot of those might get pushed once we open up the grant program back up. Any questions or anything? Cool. Other than that, our next meeting is scheduled for March 22nd. Same time, same hybrid virtual in-person option.
Great. Thank you, Laura.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and warm.